Just as the title states, it's a first quick look here on PS5 Pro. Again, that's not a flex. Ooh, look at him. He had to mention he's on the Pro. No, it's just in case there are some subtle differences. There are games that can perform a little bit differently even if they're not enhanced, which is why I make a mention of that. So under the display settings, we can invert the Y look. We can change the field of view, the player first-person field of view, the player third-person field of view. In-game HUD scale, the brightness, realistic beacons, sound master, music volume, vehicle volume, environment volume, character volume. I don't know if it's that for like his farts or something like that. I mean, does he even speak? Radio volume, GUI volume, and that is it. Then we have downloadable content. This is what this would look like. Your categories. Okay. There's not much here right now. Any of these that you click on, by the way, if you're curious, just brings you to the MacDon pack, which isn't functioning as of the making of this video. And I've already made a video on that. Got multiplayer, PlayStation Store, the options that I just showed you. You can hop into career. You get 10 slots. Oh, and, I'm sorry, when it does come to the downloadable content, at least on PS5, PlayStation, I won't mention the Pro this time. You get 8,191 megabytes. So basically 8.1 gigabytes of console storage for mods. I don't know what that is in comparison to Farming Sim 22 because I don't remember. Riverbend Springs, Hutan Pantai, and Zielonka, whatever. Somewhere in Central Europe. Central Europe, yeah. Somewhere over there. Me, I want to do typical in order from left to right. The Riverbend Springs. You could choose whether you're a new farmer. You want to do farm manager. Start from scratch. New farmer. Okay. I am probably going to do... I really don't know what I want to do. I am a kind of a new farmer. What do I want to start my money with? Because there are no... whatchamacallit. There's no mods yet for money. And I feel like that cheapens the game too, even though I usually end up going for that. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to start off with a $1 million loan, even though that's probably the pound symbol. Not too good with the symbols there. So start money $1 million, start loan $1 million, economic difficulty easy. Yeah, that's the basic one. Do you want to start farm? Whoops. Here's what's interesting. If you don't do a start farm, you don't get to pick a guided intro tour, which honestly, I desperately need the guided intro tour. So let's get into that. My game save, helps if I can read properly. You cannot work, mow grass, and cut trees on someone else's land. Oh, gee, really? You're not supposed to do that? So this shows you the loading times again. I don't think that would matter what version of the game you have, honestly, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, the Pro, the non-Pro. I don't think that really matters. Sometimes it can, which is why I mention it, because you never know. Now we can start the game. Oh boy. I really don't want to be here all day. This is, again, supposed to be a first quick look. You know what I am going to do? Because I just showed you everything really quickly in terms of the options that you can see for the most part. I am going to pause this, and then we're going to resume once I'm done tinkering around with my farmer here. You see that uncanny resemblance? No, that looks more like Agent 47 from the Hitman series, taking on the task of being a farmer. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Welcome to your new farm. It's mid-morning when you arrive at your farm. Walter, your grandfather, is no longer able to look after the farm because he's an old, decrepit bastard. So you are now taken over. Familiarize yourself with the game before you go greet your grandfather. Okay. Guided tour. Let's start with the interface. You'll find all the important information on your screen. Press X to continue. So we've got the weather at the top right. Then we've got the date, in case you didn't know what AUG meant. The time, in case you've never looked at a clock. And how much money you got. Your mini-map. Tour progress. Get familiar with the UI elements. Guided tour. Now that you know the basic user interface, let's move on. You can't just stand here. Well, excuse me. Please go to the marked location by using the directional controls. In case you've never played a game before, which could very well happen. I just, with all due respect, doubt that Farming Sim would be your very first ever video game. But you never know. It could happen. I always tend to lean towards Call of Duty being people's first game that they play. Alright. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the fact that this shit is 30 FPS. Okay? That is first and foremost the most important thing to mention here. Because when we go to pause the game, even though I showed you the stuff at the main menu, when you go through the different settings, you've got game settings, right? And then you've got general settings. You've got like my game save and what it's called, and you know, the time scale, the economic difficulty. Do you want traffic? Do you want seasons? Days per month? Do you want fixed visual month? Do you want snow? Do you want crop destruction? I don't know that I want that. Whether vehicles will destroy it. Well, whatever. Periodic plowing required. Fieldstone lime required. Weeds. And whether you want disaster destruction. Like tornadoes and stuff. Apparently that's like a real thing. I thought that was like a mod. And then I found out, no, it's the real deal. And then all the way at the bottom, like dirt, automatic engine start, stop and go braking. You want the trailer fill limit. Trailers can only be filled up to the max allowed weight is reach. You can actually turn that off, which it's off by default because I do have it on easy. Fuel usage, normal. AI workers are able to buy seeds and fuel and fertilizer. And AI worker refill for the slurry. They will buy as well. AI worker refill manure, so they'll play with the poo. That's always good to know. And then we'll go to the general settings again, which are the ones that I showed you in the very beginning. And then when you take a look at that, you'll see that when it comes to the top here, whoops, there's no section here. Help window, colorblind. Anyway, I'm not going to read every single thing. Units, radio, camera, input, controls. Like there's just literally sound. Yeah, there's nothing for, like I said, there's absolutely, whoops. Trying to toggle between, there we go. Between the two. That's how you do that. Yeah, there's just literally nothing for the display settings whatsoever. In terms of graphics, which is a shame, but I feel like that's important to mention for obvious reasons. Then of course we can save our game. See how long that takes. Yeah. So this is going to be jarring for a lot of people, as I said. They're not going to be too impressed with that. I personally think it's, you know, pardon my language, fucking stupid. I was going to say some other word, and then I was like, no, I can't say that. But the what was I going to say? I don't even know, but I know it wasn't good. Fucking dumb. That you can't. You can't even select. Like, it's at 4K 30 FPS, my understanding. And the way I look at it is you could have easily have gone with a 1440p option that gave you 60, especially on the Pro. And then a 1080p, like 120 FPS. Not everybody cares about super high resolution. It's not always about the resolution. It's also about the graphical fidelity. You could have 4K 60 FPS, but your graphics are on low. Nobody wants that. The amount of extra horsepower it takes to run 4K 60 and all. Anyways, don't get me started on that shit. You can talk to people on your farm and at specific locations on the map. Press the button to talk to them. Start a conversation.
Welcome to our lovely farm, kiddo. I'm glad you're here to continue the family business. The fact that you're about to take over the farm makes your pops quite happy, not gonna lie. When your father told me on a visit that he didn't want what I built here, I thought that was it. He even called it a dung heap when he left in his fancy suit. And then he stepped into manure on the way to his car. It's okay that he does his own thing, but I thought I had to sell the farm. Thanks to you, it can stay in the family. You don't know what that means to me.
No, I have no idea.
Otherwise, your crazy uncle might have turned it into an amusement park with the main attraction of catching chickens on the fields or something. Anyway, let's not talk about that just now. I can tell you some stories later. And just so you know, I'm not out of the picture just yet. I'm here if you need me, just like your friendly neighbors you should talk to sometime. They're nice people, a bit strange perhaps, but still delightful in their own ways. So, do you want me to give you a quick tour and show you some things? Okay then, let me show you a couple of things. Ease you in. There will always be people to help you out, but it's good to have done all the steps yourself, at least once. Right next to the farm, we're going to work on a field. There's also a big tractor with a cultivator. I'll walk you through how to operate it. I can't wait to see you get started.
A lot of people will complain that the voice acting is really not good. I'm just grateful that we have it. I don't like reading. I've never read a book. I don't plan on doing it now. One thing I do want to check really quick. Bear with me for a moment. Game setting. It's somewhere in the controls, I believe. Vehicle control. AI. It might be general settings. Yeah, it might be. Might be general settings. For the, well, first of all, why can't I change my units? That's really weird. Sound. Yeah, we've already done that. Camera sensitivity. I actually usually crank that up, which is rare. In games, I normally don't do that. It's the dynamic vehicle camera. It's the... I know I saw it somewhere. Yeah, dollar, pound. Okay, we'll do that. Field info, colorblind mode. I could have sworn there was a one for in-truck sensitivity. That used to be one of my biggest pet peeves. Yeah, see, 150 feels good.
Are you ready to roll? Then hop onto the tractor and attach the cultivator. It's just to the back.
I'm not gonna lie, these games do a good job of making me feel dumb. And I've played every single one. You'd think I'd have some knowledge, but I don't. I'm very humble, and I can admit I suck at these games. The first step before you can start, you have to get into your vehicle. I mean, I knew that much. Turn on the shed lights. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And then if you want to go from third person to first. Third is cool only because, well, I mean, it shows you the scale of how big things are. But this ain't Grand Theft Auto or Hitman. I'm going to do this one here for now.
Just like that. Exactly. Now we do the work. Meet me at the field over there.
As soon as you get in, you can drive off. Drive to the marked spot and let Walter explain, rather. Your first task. Accelerate. Steer. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to... Again, like that. Lower the cultivator. I'm trying to do the zoom. Oh, it's already connected. Okay. Oh, yes, it's up and down on the D-pad. Okay, great. Not gonna lie, where am I going? I think I'm going to the left. Well, that big glowy red thing. I'm gonna pause the recording for a sec because I want to take an extra look at the settings for the controller to make sure that there isn't something I missed when it comes to the vehicles, so that you don't have to wait around. So there is, under input controls of general settings, a thing here that says steering sensitivity. I don't believe we had that in the past, or we may have actually. I think 50% was the lowest. Direction change, engine speed. Okay, yeah, let's just, like I said, let's get into it here. I have it so that the vehicle volume is lower, and the environment sounds are a bit louder. Just so that it's easier to hear me talk. Yeah, see, I still find it a little bit sensitive. I actually hate the fact that 50% is the lowest for steering sensitivity. I wish it could just be like 10%.
Here we are. So before we can sow anything on the field, we need to take care of the stubbles, cultivate it, prepare it for the next season. Otherwise, the grain will not grow very well. Lower the cultivator and drive straight ahead. It's easy as spilling milk.
Control group at the top left. Guided tour. To be able to use attachments, you must first select them by bringing them up into the working position. Switch tool selection, lower the tool. All right. What am I doing? I think I gotta lower the cultivator first. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. And then from here, we can, like I said, we can get closer, further. This is full speed. We can do it in the truck, which is kind of neat. Mirrors seem to be working. We could see Farmer McNugget there in the left side mirror. The graphics quality of the mirror, though, are lowered, which is... I'm nitpicking. I'm just sharing. I could feel that tractor, vehicle picking up mud and moving around. Now, there is no haptic feedback, which to me would add a completely huge level of immersion. So that is a bit of a failure there, in my humble opinion. And I think this is where you would lift the cultivator. Right? So that you don't ruin your grass. And then... yeah, you drop it again. Again, you can have the AI do this for you, but for me, it's kind of relaxing, you know what I mean? Just to kind of take your time driving around. Now, the stability of the frames seem to be pretty good. I hope so. 30 FPS in 2024. To me, that's still, like, inexcusable. I don't really give a shit what anybody says. You can have it as an additional option if you really want to showcase the absolute highest graphical fidelity and you feel like it's going to take away from your intended development, vision. but we should have graphical options. And I knew that going in. Like, I have a PC that blows the crap out of my PS5 Pro. But I don't care. I predominantly game on PlayStation. That's my prerogative. I like to have my computer do all the heavy lifting when it comes to streaming, recording, video editing, and all that sort of stuff. I play American Truck Simulator on my computer, World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars, and that's pretty much it. And sometimes the odd Xbox exclusive, like my Forza Horizon 5 that I can't really live without. That has to be on the PC, because I used to have an Xbox Series X, but then I just had too many machines, and then the Nintendo Switch, and it was too much. So that's why I got rid of my Xbox. Plus, I just, no offense, prefer PlayStation. That's okay, right? I'm allowed to do that. There's probably a better way of doing this, but honestly, whatever. I'm having fun. Draw distance seems to be fairly improved. If you look at the wheat field there, yeah, it'll start to obviously lose a bit of detail there. That's pretty decent, in my opinion. Okay? It's pretty decent. Because if I remember on Farming Simulator 22, you'd see like maybe half that field, and then I'd be like, wow, you really don't render in a lot of stuff that much. And as you get closer, it gets louder. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me just try something. I'm not saying I'm gonna do a good job here. Remember, I never said I was good. Yeah, that... Okay. So it comes that... Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that's fine. I know what I'm trying to do. It's just not really working out that well for me. Well, maybe a little. The deformation seems to be a much bigger deal. Seems to... Whoops. I'm getting distracted here. Seems to be a thing. We have no legs or arms. Okay, that's fine. But he magically appears when you're in third person.
Good. We're done here, kiddo. Now drive back to the garage and get out the cedar. I'll meet you there.
Lift the tool. Even I know that.
Now we change tools, kiddo. Get rid of the cultivator and attach the cedar.
Before you can use another attachment, you must disconnect your current tool. To detach the tool, press the button detach.
Now you need to attach the cedar. Drive back slowly.
I know it said slowly, but... It's funny that it says drive back slowly, so I'm just gonna... I guess you're just kind of shoving it out of the way. Drive slowly backwards until you reach the cedar inside the barn. Yeah, I know what it wants me to do. What if I try to run him over? What happens there? Wow, he's really strong. I mean, he's preventing me from moving in the tractor. That's really impressive. Attach the tool.
That's how it's done. The sewing machine you just attached is empty. But don't you fret, I just went to the store. Next to the shed you will find a big bag with seeds. Get over there to fill the seeder.
Yeah, learning all the different machines and all that, I'm not gonna lie. That's the thing where, for some dumb reason, I get confused. Some tools can be filled depending on their purpose. Sewing machines need seed. Vehicles need fuel. Fertilizer spreaders need fertilizer, and sprayers need herbicide, for example. Take the tool with a big bag and fill it up. Press L3 to start filling it up. Where's my big bag? Is that the bag right there next to me? Whatever, I'm gonna hit all three. It's filling it up with wheat.
Well done. Now you're ready to go. Last week I cultivated a field over there. Cultivated fields are ready to be sown. It's pretty straightforward. Drive the machine to the field and meet me there. We'll bring out canola.
Who's canola? I'm just kidding. That was me trying to be funny.
Here we are. One thing you need to pay attention to is timing. Plants need to be sown in specific seasons. It's midsummer. It's the perfect time to sow canola. In any other period, you might want to switch to a different kind of crop. You can always check the crop calendar. First, we need to prepare the seeder. Choose the canola seeds, as the big bag is filled with all kinds of seeds.
Oh. Okay, so L1. Yeah, so right now it's on wheat. And if we do select a fruit type with the fill level. And open, turn on the seeder. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I just wanted to see the options there. Wheat, barley, oat,
Seeding is easy.
canola.
While seeding, straight lines are important though. Go back and forth to bring out the seed with as few gaps as possible. At some point, you'll have to buy a big bag of seeds at the store to refill it. But now you can use what you've got. Now, you only got to switch the machine on and lower it to the ground.
To be able to use the attachment, you must first select them. Switch tool selection, turn the tool on. Turn on your sewing machine. See what I did there? Your seeder's turned on. Now you need to lower it so that the seed is planted in the soil. Well, let's get it over here first. Lower the seeder. And here we go. Helps if I drive in a straight line. Not too shabby. And like I said, I find this relaxing. I know that you can hire AI later and...
That's how it's done, kiddo. Oh, by the way, always keep an eye on the weather. According to the weather forecast, it's going to rain soon. That's perfect for canola, but not as good for the wheat on the other field. If you want to hire a helping hand at some point, you can. We're done here. The helper will do the rest.
AI worker. Mode, AI worker. So you just hold the circle here. No, activate the AI worker. To go in AI worker. Anyways, I tapped it.
Good job.
There we go.
Field workers are a great support.
Where's my
if
guy?
you're busy and cannot finish the job in time. Now get back to the garage and get out the harvester. Let's do it quickly. I'll meet you there. There you are. How do you feel? Are you up for something exciting? Because we'll do the harvesting next. There's a ripe field that needs taking down. Are you still up for it? The header for the harvester sits on the trailer attached at the back. Let's meet at the field, okay, kiddo? But drive carefully. That machine is a beast.
Honestly, I am going to end it here. I am. Because I want to make another video on the performance, specifically of the game. Oh, I can't switch vehicles right now. Damn it. Anyhow. Thumbs up as always if you... I'm like looking around. Where am I going? Yeah, thumbs up if you like the video. It does greatly help support the channel with that algorithm and trying to make me more relevant in the search results. When people are looking shit up online. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half and twist it. Break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now. I'm just kind of giving you a little bonus footage there for my VIP members. There better not be somebody behind me. Again, you can turn off the traffic. It's just going to make the world feel that much more lonely.
So, let's do this. You'll need to prepare the machine. With a combine harvester, the header cuts the plants.
Anyways. Bye-bye.
Those headers have different widths.